Füchse Berlin. Und das Endspiel ging aus 25 zu 21. Der deutsche Meister der Region, Füchse Berlin.
Hello, good afternoon, and you're very welcome to the Max Schmeling Halle in Berlin for this, the gold medal match in the EHF Cup Finals. Earlier on today, Skjern Handball defeated Gorenje Velenje for the bronze medal. The final score, 27-21 to Skjern Handball. Well, this is the gold medal match between two German teams at European level. HSV Hamburg against Füchse Berlin at the home of Füchse Berlin. The Fox leading the crowd in the dance. Question is, will the Foxes be bringing home the trophy? The opening show is about to begin. So sit back, relax, enjoy a little bit of music before we take you through the teams and what we expect today here on EHF TV.
Mir ist kalt, ja, ich brauche dich in deinen Farben. Sieht alles leichter aus, schwerelos, so wie das Leben auch, du schmeckst süß. Würde lügen, wenn ich sag, dass ich dich will. Ich will nur deinen Rausch ohne dich. Halt ich es sonst nicht aus, denn du holst mich langsam raus, nur mit dir. Geht es hoch hinauf und ich steige langsam auf. Komm, flieg mit mir, denn mein Herz ist in deiner Welt und schreit nach dir. Komm, flieg mit mir, denn mein Herz ist in deiner Welt und schreit nach dir, nach dir. Mein Herz schreit nach dir. Doch weiß ich werde fallen ohne dich. Verführe mich zu allem nur mit dir. Sieht alles leichter aus und wir steigen. Wir wollen hoch hinauf nur mit dir. Wir steigen langsam auf. Komm, flieg mit mir, denn mein Herz ist in deiner Welt und schreit nach dir. Komm, flieg mit mir, denn mein Herz ist in deiner Welt und schreit nach dir, nach dir. Mein Herz schreit nach dir.
Well, that was Ballmer there. And if you're knocking around Berlin on the 8th of October 2015, they're playing the Magna Club, apparently. Have to say, I really enjoyed the Fox's performance there as well. He was pretty good. He's got a few moves, that Fox. Question is whether the Füchse of Berlin have the same moves, and can they undo the team from the north of Germany, HSV Hamburg? I guess if you've just joined us, it's the gold medal match of the EHF Cup Finals, and it's the game that everybody wanted to see. It is the all-German match that I think all the Germans wanted to see. 9,000 stuffed into the Max Schmeling-Halle today to witness this top European final between two top clubs in Germany, Füchse Berlin and HSV Hamburg. And the men to take us through with the whistles today are referees Jonas Eliasson and Anton Palsson from Iceland, and there they are. Looking very serious, and why wouldn't they be? The question today is whether we get a European final or whether we get a Bundesliga match. And it will be up to the referees to make sure that the physicality is kept at a minimum. These two teams did meet each other at the start of April in Berlin, and Füchse Berlin came out on top in that game by 3 goals, 27-24. And it looks like it's the away team to be introduced first. Packed full of former German internationals, up-and-coming German players. It's a good team. They completely dismantled Skjern Handball yesterday. 27-23 they won, but they were in cruise control for the entire game. And now we've got the whole speaker from Hamburg. And well, the Hamburg flags are flying proudly throughout the stadium. Away to my left, all the fans in blue. The team in their blue warm-up tops. It'll be interesting to see if that's what they wear today. There's Max Henri just peeking out down the Fox's tunnel there as he awaits his entry to another final for Hamburg and a chance to complete the trio of trophies in European handball. Of course, no longer any Cup Winners' Cup, but they've won it. They've also won the Champions League a couple of seasons ago, but now they have a chance to complete the trophy as the whole speaker from Hamburg, I think, is about to lose his voice here. And the crowd respond to him. My feeling is they've turned down the microphone for the Hamburg speaker, and they're going to turn it back up again once the Füchse guy comes on. But he's doing his best out there. There's Toft Hansen, had a great game yesterday for them. Really good, 4 goals in the game. But the biggest surprise for me was the young guy Kevin Hurst, who no one had ever heard of. And interestingly, I spoke to Søren Patterson yesterday, and he said none of the Skjern guys had ever heard of him. Kevin Hurst, who's he? And maybe didn't take him as seriously as he could. And they said when he scored the goal with his right hand from the right wing, they were completely and utterly befuzzled and amazed and bemused. And the Hamburg team, well, number 22 Mahe, he was fantastic yesterday as well. Came out with 6 goals in the game for them, but the goals were spread quite a lot around the team. Kevin Schmidt got 5, 4s for Ball and Toft Hansen, as I mentioned, and another 5, as I said, for Herbst. But the most interesting stat, and wonder will it happen today, is the 46% save ratio that Johannes Yogi Bitter had, who was sensational in goal for HSV Hamburg yesterday. Well, the bells are ringing out in Berlin for the Berlin team, and they've certainly turned up the microphone for the home hall speaker. And of course, Füchse Berlin overcame Gorenje Velenje 27-24 yesterday in what ended up being a little bit tight. They were pretty much cruising for most of the game, and then Velenje came back to within 2. Definitely a German project, this Füchse Berlin. A lot of young German players up and coming internationals. And the news coming out of Essen today is that their B squad, the Füchse Berlin B squad, won the German title today. So congratulations to Füchse Berlin. Could be another trophy in the cabinet this afternoon. Ikura first out, then Stokel behind him. And the man who had 36% saving ratio yesterday had an outstanding game for them. But it was in the manner of some of the saves at vital moments that Silvio Heinevetter won the game for Füchse Berlin. Vida got one coming around from the right wing. Then you have number 7, one of the young players on this team, Kevin Struck. Followed by Peter Nenadic, 3 goals for him in the game. And then comes Yevgeny Pevnyov. Pevnyov had a tough game yesterday in on the line, ended up with 1 goal, but made a lot of space for the rest of the team. Then comes another young player in the team, Vidi Weirauch. We got to get him a new name. That's almost impossible for me to pronounce. Ackerson is the next out, and he was fantastic yesterday as well. From the right wing, he got 4. Skroblin comes on, the left winger, young guy again. Followed by Moritz Schada, who had a couple of minutes on the court yesterday at the line. And then Pavel Horak, the big Czech, very important in the defense for them today. And then Tino Gruffalo, who had one of his better games, coming out with 6 goals in the game yesterday. A good view from penalty spot, but very, very clever in his play. And Jesper Nielsen comes onto the applause of the crowd. Only yesterday I'd heard he was in hospital. He was suffering from very bad stomach cramps. They had blood tests and so on, but Jesper Nielsen makes the squad today, followed by Patterson, who got 7 goals, and then Paul Drux, who only got 1, but caused a lot of problems in the game. And there is the Füchse Berlin team. It'll be interesting to see whether number 36, Jesper Nielsen, has recovered enough to take his place in that 6-0 defence, or will Füchse Berlin play the 5-1 that stood them in good stead so much yesterday. Ikura Merrill, 3 goals, 1 an absolute doozy from the left wing. And he really calmed them down at vital moments in the game, and his experience will be vital. But really, this game is going to come down to the goalkeepers, as it always does. Dagger Sigurdsson leaving the head coach job at Füchse Berlin at the end of this season and taking over full-time with the German national team, a job he's already begun. And HSV Hamburg, well, as I said, Val played very well yesterday. Hence came on, scored 1 quick one and got off as quickly. Floor, so important in defence with number 7. Tuft Hansen, a great line player at number 15. And then number 1, Yogi Bitter, was brilliant yesterday. And my feeling is, in the end, this game could come down to the 2 goalkeepers. Johannes Bitter, normally very steady Eddie in the 30% save ratio. Jens Hausler will also go back to being assistant coach, I believe, or youth coach at HSV Hamburg next season, and will rescind, will leave the head coach job. So Silvio on the left, 30 years of age, awesome game yesterday. Can he do it again? And Johannes Bitter on the right. Well, they played together in the national team. I mean, they're well-respected goalkeepers to know what's going on. Doesn't look like Silvio's getting the nod today. It looks like it's Stokel. And I find that really hard to believe. And then number 35, Constantine Gruffalo, and on the right, Quentin Mahe, the French internationalist, only 23. And it was interesting speaking to the Skjern guys after the game against HSV. They said, looking at the videos of Mahe, they're thinking, how can nobody stop him? He's not that good. And then they said they come up against him, and the guy's unbelievable. Just when you think you've got the shot covered, Mahe makes it. So Füchse Berlin playing in their European jersey, which took a year for the shirt manufacturer to design, and well, you can make your own mind up as to whether it was money well spent. It's kind of a purple polka. It's not even polka dots, I don't know what it is, a kind of a purple camouflage. And in red again today is HSV Hamburg. And they will be playing from left to right as we watch. The Icelandic goalkeepers have already whistled, and the table officials have told the team to take to the field. Looks to me like Hamburg is starting with the ball, which means Füchse Berlin is in defence, and they were all ready to go, and suddenly they're back off the court again, but now they're back on. Ikura wants a little touch of the ball. He gets it, puts it down. No, it's Berlin starting with the ball, and that's why Ikura is on the court. No, it's Hamburg starting with the ball. This is unbelievable. Whistle's gone about 6 times. This commentator doesn't know what's going on. It is Hamburg starting with the ball, playing from left to right, all in red. There you go. I've made a decision, and in the defence it is Pevnov, Gruffalo. It is a 5-1. Ackerson out high. Then it's Horak in the number 3 position in the 5-1. Druks outside him, and on the left wing is Patterson, and then attacking Hurst, foul, Mahe, Shimmy, and Schmidt out on the left wing with Hansen into the line, and it is Heinevetter who starts in goal. Mahe, foul, and he's missed it. Well, it was a nice ball from Mahe. The foul doesn't quite make it. All of 30 seconds gone in the game, and the first shot, and it is Yogi Bitter, and Dominikovic comes on in place of Val, and Floor in place of Mahe, or vice versa, and Dominikovic goes into that centre block with Hansen, and Floor defends out on the right back position, defending against Druks. Nenadic on the wraparound is Pevnov. Druks, Konstantin, nice little reverse pass, movement off the ball from Nenadic. Nenadic saw a nice play by Berlin, and the crowd goes crazy, but it was nice recycling of the ball. First goal of the game scored by Konstantin Gruffalo, and it was a move that went left to right and back again, and Mahe goes for the quick one. Heinevetter takes it in the breadbasket. Konstantin breaks it quickly down to Ackerson, who cuts inside, back to Konstantin, who goes up and scores. And Gruffalo's second goal of the game, 1.5 minutes gone, and he adds to his tally yesterday of 6 goals. And you think that Konstantin is going to Colding next season? Mahe go, Pevnov nails him. No, it's Sacristans that does it, but I thought it was Pevnov got the arm across him there. You could have a look again, decide for yourselves, but Sacristans takes the yellow card. It's going to be a penalty. Oh, it is Sacristans gets the arm across him, not Pevnov. And forward steps Schmidt to take on Heinevetter. Shimmy having a word with Hausler. Nice goal. 2-1. And the Berlin team is already back, and Patterson playing in the centre stays second line on that far side. Pevnov pushed over by Hansen. The Icelandic referees have said enough is enough. And I said at the start of the game I'd like this to be a European final and not a Bundesliga game, and it's up to the referees to make sure it doesn't become one of those aggressive, physical Bundesliga games, but rather as a gold medal match, that it becomes something worth watching. Gruffalo, oh, nice ball! Oh, nice ball at 2 minutes, Shimmy. What a ball by Konstantin Gruffalo! Hello, bye-bye! There goes Druks, and it's like a Beatles song. You say hello, and I say goodbye. Konstantin Gruffalo has started this game as if he's the greatest player in the world. What a ball to Druks. You could watch that again and again. And Druks moving off the ball from the left-back position gives Bitter no chance, who seemed to have fallen into the goal. And Ackerson out high on Mahe now. So Schmidt takes over the centre line duties. They tried to block. Holding by Ackerson, who'd want to watch himself. He's already in trouble from that caution. And Mahe and Schmidt tried to do that little block. There it didn't work out. Hansen power play is all Berlin now. Foul, Mahe, foul goes Mahe. Oh, nice little fake, almost loses it to Horak in there. Pevnov doing his job, but Mahe's like, well, you just never have him tied down. 3-2. Nice goal. And Berlin playing all the handball, but they're only leading by a goal. And against the head in the power play, Hamburg score. Oh! Tino! Third goal in the game for Konstantini Gruffalo, and there is no stopping him. He was devastated last year that they didn't win in the semi-final. And he's making no mistake this time. I think he's taken 3 shots, scored 3 goals, and 1 super assist. This is the Gruffalo show at the moment. Ackerson on Mahe, good defending. Mahe manages to clutch onto the ball, losing by 2. He starts it again, and there are 16 seconds left in the power play. Foul. Goes stopped by Konstantini Gruffalo. Sounds to me like we might be saying that name a lot today. Of course, they've got Fabian Vida they can bring into that position too, but right now, Gruffalo has made that jersey his own and that position his own. Shimmy comes back on again. I wonder will the Icelandic referees see this kind of strange knee action that he has, where he kind of, as he jumps, he leads with this right knee, and it's very difficult for defenders to stop him. Of course, it's a good chance for us to congratulate Tino on becoming a dad. All right, it was about 5 or 6 months ago. Little baby girl, she's absolutely gorgeous. And looking for her, she doesn't look like daddy. So, here's the ball. Foul, oh, nice shot. And Heinevetter dived headlong out of the way. Still tried to flick up the foot, but foul gets his first goal in the game. And Heinevetter, if he'd stayed where he was, would have saved that easily because it was right down the throat of the goalkeeper. Nenadic again. Nenadic goes up. It's saved by Bitter. And that's what Heinevetter should have done. Dominikovic to Toftansen. He drops it. Schmidt takes it. Good defending by Drux. And that's no more than a yellow card and a little bit of acting from Schmidt. I mean, my own personal opinion is that Schmidt made far too much of that. And Drux takes a yellow card for the team. A lot of people unhappy in the hall. But the referees are basically setting that hard line very, very early in the game. They've already given it 2 minutes to Shimiku for whatever happened. And it's 4-3. Tight game. And you would imagine it's going to be tight right until the final 5 minutes. Shimiku, ball to foul. Foul 1-on-1. Tries to go through. Horak does the business. Drux helps him out. Mahe, lucky ball, Schmidt all the way across. Whoa! Oh! Silvio Heinevetter, how does he do it? Oh, now that's 2 minutes again for Shimiku. He is on 2 minutes, and he's falling apart at the start of the game. I mean, it's craziness. Second 2 minutes of the game, unbelievable. Look at that from Heinevetter. I mean, what coaching manual teaches that? None! Nobody! I mean, his foot was higher than his hand. Oh, that's why he's amazing. He's worth watching. Second 2 minute suspension, and Jens Hausler has to have a word with him. He's probably going to have to bring on Hens much earlier than he would have thought, because at 2 2-minute suspensions, he's in trouble. And the defense is going to be the problem with Hens. Nenadic, ball, Tino, ball, Ackerson, ball, goal! Füchse Berlin, soft hands, quick ball, easy goal. And it's how you attack against a team, a player down. Ball moves quickly to the wings, and when Ackerson and Patterson are there, then it's easy to stop. Jesper Nielsen makes his way onto the defense, but they still play a 5-1. Ackerson almost got that. He's out on Mahe really high. They don't want him to play. But Mahe is difficult to keep. Oh, that's good defending. Oh. Herbst has to be calm there. Good defending from Jesper Nielsen. Great to see him back. And let's hope that everything's okay. The other news, I was speaking to Johan Patterson before the game. He's very philosophical about the injury he suffered yesterday. The Achilles tendon, 42 years of age, made the comeback. Didn't quite work out. Penalties, says the referee, for a foul by Pevnov on Kevin Schmidt, and he'll dust himself off and stand up to take the penalty. Windmill action, and that's a soft one. So is Silvio feeling the zen today? Schmidt faces him, fakes him, watch that standing leg. Oh, too high. And Silvio, oh, he's very calm today. Just too high on the lob. Hits the crossbar into the grateful hand of Heinevetter, who calmly dishes it out. And 31 seconds left on the power play. Gruffalo again, oh, fakes it and scores it. Gruffalo sold him a dummy that they all bought. 4th goal in the game for him. Have a look again. Hansen didn't know whether he was going left or right. Bitter jumps out, and Gruffalo has the wherewithal to just calmly spin it around the goalkeeper. And right at this moment in time, Bitter is on 14%, Silvio 40%. Good defense by Jesper Nielsen, but he takes a yellow card for his troubles. And they're still staying with this 5-1 formation, which seems to be working and now they're going out on Shimmy, unless Ackerson comes back into the centre again. He does, just staying 3 meters from the ball and very high, and Gruffalo goes with him. Now the change, now it's Mahe facing Gruffalo, and he lays it off. Oh, great goal foul. Near post, and again Silvio went to the far post. Second goal for foul. 6-4 and staying in touch. Well, sometimes a player just feels they're having one of those games, and at the moment today, that's Tino Gruffalo. He just feels he can do anything and it's going to work, and that's brilliant to see. Nenadic. Back to Gruffalo again, fakes one again, tries to go around, foul, 9 meters, just the referee. Pevnov takes it. Patterson hasn't seen the ball on this left wing yet, but when all the goals are coming from the right, he really doesn't need to. Gruffalo. Oh, misreads it with Pevnov, but there's a yellow card coming out here for Kevin Schmidt for a foul on Pevnov, and that's what they call payback. Timeout called for the floor wipers to come on, a chance for everyone to get their breath. Davor Dominikovic, the Croatian, is on in the centre block with Hansen. And Matty Floor in the right-back defensive position facing Paul Brooks. Kevin Hurst, Mr. 5 goals yesterday, hasn't really had a sniff today. And he's in the right-wing position defending. If you've just joined us, Hamburg playing from left to right in the red with the white trim. And Berlin in the purple camouflage jerseys. Is the only way I could state it. And Pevnov, he always does that. He does that lane. Bitter was wise to it. Shimmy back on the court again. Tries to play it, does. Schmidt picks it up. Sacristans stays out, and Floor and Dominikovic are on, but they'll have to get off now to allow Paul and Mahe onto the court, as the table official has a word with Hausler about something that's going on. And great save by Bitter there on Pevnov. It's Pevnov's signature move. He leans to the left and kind of does that curve shot around the goalkeeper, but Bitter wise to it as Mahe takes on the ball out to Schmidt, but there's no room out that side at all. Have Horak pushing Kevin Schmidt out, and there's 2 defenders or 2 attackers on the line over that side and nobody over this near side at all. And in the end, it's a free throw to Hamburg, which Hurst will take, and Tino Gruffalo pushes him out. He's not going to surprise anybody today after yesterday. Hurst, the Berlin team know all about him, I'm sure. He has played some minutes in the Bundesliga, so I'm sure they won't be caught out. Mahe, Hansen, stolen by Horak, and the referee's given 2 minutes to Paul Brooks for... No, he's given it to Horak for holding. Looked to me like he got the hand in. Of course, there might be a bit of pushing and shoving between the defenders. Here it is, and he gets the hand in, and well, I can't see how that's 2 minutes. But it's 2 minutes and Horak's off, and it's a power play now for Hamburg. And the referees, well, they're really laying down the law today. Hence, oh, it is stolen. Oh, it hits the foot of Patterson. Just lost the ball in the lights, I think. Clever defending. A player down, they step out. Thorsten Janssen on in the left wing now. Pascal Hansen, the left back. But still Kevin Hurst on the right wing, and he gets it now from Pascal Hens. Foul with the ball to Pascal to, and that was a terrible ball. I don't know what he expected Thorsten Janssen to do with that one. And they're back on again in defence, Dominikovic and Floor, and they've missed a chance, a player up to score the goal there. Still 6-4 to Berlin, and it's becoming a bit of a chess game at the moment. The opening flow of the game has slightly receded, and its defence is on top at the moment. Gruffalo. Berlin still playing a player down. Drux goes down, falls, and they call travelling. Floor breaks. What's he going to do? Goes through alone, and he scores it through the arm and leg of Silvio Heinevetter. Floor can do that, you know, on his fast break. First goal of the game. He's got 10 in the EHF Cup so far this season, and that was unfortunate for Drux, who falls, and Davor finds Mahe, and that's the end result. The two defenders joining up for the fast break attack. So they do score a player up in the end, Hamburg, but probably not the way they thought they might have. Nenadic to Gruffalo to Ackerson. He's given an attacker foul. I cannot believe that. Now that I cannot believe. I mean, it's quite obvious to all and sundry that Hens is moving across into his path. Herbst with the ball, saved Silvio, and a bit of ironic, you know, justice there, because great save from Heinevetter, does everything a good goalkeeper should do, narrows the angle, and Herbst aimed an awful lot towards the far post yesterday. Maybe Silvio was doing a bit of homework last night. So they're back to 6 now. Pevnyov, Gruffalo, Patterson moves in on the line on, drops a clanger. Toft Hansen looks, finds Floor, Floor looks and doesn't look, goes alone and gets his second goal in the final. The specialist defender with the fast break tendencies. Well, Patterson just took his eye off the ball again. Maybe that near interception still haunting him from a little bit earlier on, but he dropped another one there, and it's 6 apiece. Hamburg have dragged themselves back into the game, and Konstantini Gruffalo takes a break, and on comes Fabian Vida. Drux, Nenadic, Vida, poor ball, but he manages to recover, and that's a bad drop from Drux, and they have to stop worrying about decisions that are not going their way. Foul, Dominikovic out to Janssen. Janssen slows it down to give Davor a chance to come off, which he does, and that means on comes Mahe. And a penalty given by the referee as I was watching the substitution there. Hens goes through. And I think that if we start giving penalties for that, we'll have 60 penalties in the game. Mahe steps forward, facing Heinevetter, makes no mistake, the whistle goes and the ball is in the back of the net. Second goal for him and he's off. And the defensive specialists are back on again. And look at that, no chance, Silvio Heinevetter in goal, and suddenly Silvio is on 30%. And Bitter is up to 25%. So big sea change. 7-6 on the scoreboard. Hamburg take the lead for the first time of the game. Vida Drux to Vida. A little bit of fouling going on in there. Yellow card to Dominikovic, and the game losing its flow with all these yellow cards, and Adrian Fall getting a little bit of attention on the sideline for a bang he may have taken on the way through, and he looks okay. Nenadic, Drux, Vida with Pevnyov. No, the ball's lost again. And Pevnyov, well done Pevnyov, now loses it. Matty Floor picks it up. Davor Dominikovic is down, he's down, and he's holding on to his wrist, and he is in real agony there. Well, we saw yesterday that Johan Patterson ended up getting injured in the game, and Dominikovic, he's 37 years of age, 2 meters 3. Of course, he's been playing regularly for Hamburg, but that looked a nasty one there. This is the switch that doesn't quite work out, and he goes diving on the ball, and Pevnyov lands on his fingers. He's landed on his fingers there, and his hand is outstretched. He moves it. Dislocated fingers, if it is, you can pop them back in, but it ain't nice. And let's hope the cameraman doesn't get too close to that. I'm a bit squeamish, and I've just had my lunch. Oh, here we go. Well, he got a bang in the head as well. Couldn't quite see what happened to the hand, but his arm is outstretched. Has he hurt his elbow? Oh, I think it's his elbow. Oh, I really don't want to see that. He's in a lot of agony, and he's a big loss to them. Is it his shoulder? At this stage, it looks like it is his shoulder. It looks like his shoulder is dislocated, and they might be popping it back in there. But that's thank you, Mr. Director. Let's have a little look at the crowd and how they're dressed, because well, he's moving it very gingerly. Is that they popped it back in? It's just got to be that quick pop. Oh, there it is right there. Oh, that's very sore. You see that he dives on the ball, and Pevnyov just lands on that part of his shoulder there, which hits the ground. And I think they're going to be calling on the ambulance men here, the stretcher, because there's no way Dominikovic is walking off in this kind of pain. He is absolutely writhing in agony on the ground, and it's not nice for teammates to see that. And it always causes a little bit of a problem for players, because on a psychological point, they see one of their teammates getting injured and they think, I really didn't need to see that, and it affects their game. The question is, how much can it affect the game? And when you think that this could be the second serious injury that Hamburg has suffered in this EHF Cup Finals, there he is, Johan Patterson, who 42 years of age, made a comeback, and there's the Achilles tendon. And it was interesting while that, while they were dealing with that medical emergency there, that Johan Patterson called over Kevin Hurst and was having a little word with him about what he should be doing on the wing, and perhaps something to do with his shooting technique. And well, there's a Hamburg fan, and it's really bothering her, you know, that this has happened. And I mean, it's the nature of sport that this can happen. It's completely accidental. Pevnyov goes for a ball he's entitled to go for. Dominikovic also, and warm applause reverberates around the Max-Schmeling-Halle for a player who has given it all, and at 37 years of age, he's still a great defender, still so clever. His distribution of the ball is wonderful, and they're really going to miss him, and he's going to make it off under his own steam, but there's no way that they're moving that arm and that shoulder. It just looked like Pevnyov just landed on the shoulder as he went down to the ball. So the hand goes down on the ball, the shoulder is kind of up, Pevnyov lands on it, and whatever happened there, whether it dislocated or whether the rotator cuff went, whatever it might be, you can see there. If you've ever seen a guy with a dislocated shoulder, it is the most horrible thing to see, because the arm is kind of hanging listlessly by the side, and he walks off to tumultuous applause from the crowd, and every single Hamburg fan away to my left gets to their feet in their blue jerseys and applauds their man off the court. And that is a sad, sad sight in the gold medal match, and it's a sad sight to see such a big man. He's over 2 meters tall, 2 meters 3, Dominikovic, and well, you can see the pain etched in his face, and why wouldn't it be? Bitter is urging the Hamburg fans to get behind the team. So their bench is getting smaller and smaller here, and Shimmy, don't forget, has had two 2-minute suspensions, so they've not an awful lot of people they can bring on for defending. My guess is that Matty Floor, nice save there by Heinevetter. My guess is that Matty Floor will come into the centre block. He's done it before. No, it's big Brouwer comes into the centre block. Nenadic, nice goal, plucked it out of the air and scores. And immediately the injury to Dominikovic is being felt by this Hamburg team. And what's worth remembering is that when you play with two specialist defenders like Dominikovic and Floor, even the timing of when they move onto the court is important. And they move on at exactly the right moment, they move off at the right moment. And Brouwer now has to get that timing into his head as well. Hence, oh, that's travelling. Well, that's unbelievable for a man of his stature. Ball breaks, Ackerson against Hansen, scores a near post, and Bitter completely at fault there, because there's no need to give him the near post there. I think Janssen has done a good job. 2 goals, and the turnaround is instant, hence to Mahe, out to Janssen. I think Bitter's at fault there for giving the near post to him. Doesn't need to. Ackerson's got nowhere else to go. Hence in the middle, Mahe now in the left back position, breaks through all alone. Great defending from Jesper Nielsen, who just waits for him to lift his arm, and then that big wingspan comes across. And that's a miraculous recovery. Yesterday, Jesper Nielsen was in hospital getting blood tests, and I was told things didn't look good, and now suddenly we see him playing today. Great for us, because he's a great defender and a great line player, it might be, I might add, and hence goes for a wild one which goes wide. And maybe Jens Hausner needs to take a time out here and just calm his team down and say to them, okay, look, it's not easy to see your teammate going down and getting injured, but in the end you have to just calm down, relax and play the game. So Ikura comes on for his final game again after last season. He was MVP here after the 3rd place match which they won, where he was brilliant, but he decided to come out of retirement, or not to retire I should say, because he hadn't actually retired, and stay on for another season. So this is officially Ikura's last game in European handball. Nenadic, Vida, Nenadic, quick ball needed. Oh, he's nailed on the way through there. Yellow card for Brouwer, is it? It is for Brouwer, who absolutely poleaxes the pole on the way through. And it's kind of lazy defending for Brouwer, who's doesn't look very light in his feet. But he's a big lad in there, covering a lot of space. Vida, oh, super goal, Vida. Super goal. The one-step standing shot. Quick whip of the arm, and it's a goal, and it's his first goal of the game. Well, Brouwer is 23 years of age, and it's his birthday on the 15th of May. Foul. Ball into the line. Tough Hansen, good defending by Horak, who congratulates himself because no one else did. But good bit of defending to stay with the Danish line player. I have to say, I'm a big admirer of Henrik Toft Hansen as a line player. I think he's getting better and better all the time. Younger brother, of course, of Rene, who plays at Kiel. And he's probably more of an active line player, and there you see what he's all about. He's probably more active. He's not as big as Rene. First goal of the game, he's not as big. He's as tall, maybe, but he's much more of a mover and a shaker on the line. Rene is much more of a blocker, you know. And Vida to Nenadic. Nenadic tries to go, held up by Toft Hansen. Brouwer beside him. Janssen steps into the half-back defence position, and Pascal Hens on the wing. Berlin leading 9-8. And just before the Dominikovic injury, they were a goal behind, so it's a 2-goal turnaround. Vida, Pevnyov behind. That's beautiful! Oh, that's beautiful! I mean, that's why handball is so good. Look at this, through the legs, behind the back. And Ackerson makes no mistake. Here it is again. Pevnyov, nowhere to go. Open your legs, thank you. And there you go. 2-goal lead for Berlin. And cruising again. They've suddenly found their mojo. They found their rhythm. And at the moment, Hamburg has no answer. Foul. Hurst goes in, far side. Second 2-minute suspension. Is it? No, this time it's for Jesper Nielsen for pushing in there on the line. Well, one thing I will say is that it could have descended into a Bundesliga battle of aggressive pushing, shoving, holding on the line. And the referees are saying, hey, hang on a minute, this is a European Cup final. Let's have none of that. And they're strong. You might not agree with it, but I like that. At least we're going to get some handball here today. Ball, Hurst, will he go far? No, he goes near. And Silvio, he claps his hand saying, I had it almost, but he gave him the near post far too much. And the first goal for Hurst. And he obviously listened a little bit to Johan Patterson, who gave him some tips. And he went near post that time and scored it. Score is 10-9. Power play for another minute and a half for Hamburg. And Ikura with the ball. Slow boat to China to Nenadic. Ball back to Vida. Nenadic speeds up a little bit. The block is in there from Pevnyov. And Hurst shows absolutely no respect for Ikura. Holds onto him and then taps him and says, you're okay. Nenadic, oh, he turns. That's brilliant. Brilliant! Looked like he made a pig's ear of it. Second goal in the game, but managed to spin, do his little spin. It's his signature trademark move. And then a second one, and scores. Hurst off that crossbar. Tough Hansen can't do it. Vida's told, come on. Ackerson breaks it. Looks, finds Vida, slows it down. And they bring Freddie Peterson off and put on Ikura so they can completely slow the game down. And it's a tactic they obviously use well, because there's Pevnyov in on the line, and Ikura loves this ball, doesn't give it this time. Nenadic! Oh, he wasn't happy with his performance yesterday, but right now, the boy's on fire. 3 goals for the Pole. And Bitter was undone by a bouncer that had all the angles right. Up goes Hens, saved by his old teammate in the German team, Silvio Heinevetter, who knew exactly where he was going to put it and made it look so easy. And I hate to say it, but Jens Hausler should have taken a timeout at least 2 or 3 minutes ago to calm his team down after what they saw with their teammate, because there is no doubt they were a goal up at that stage, and a 4-goal turnaround for Berlin has them leading 12-9 on home ground. And now it's going to be difficult for Hamburg to come back in, because this capacity, 9,000 crowd, most of them rooting for Füchse Berlin. Ball behind, Nenadic, will he go for it again? He does! Oh! He's got the Midas touch today! 4 goals, everything he touches turned to goal. Great bit of defending from Patterson. Patterson saying there was travelling. Hurst is down, oh, that 2 minutes 4. It can't be for Patterson. Is it for Pevnyov? For a Gruffalo it is. So there must have been something off the ball there that happened. Maybe he dragged somebody back. He's got 2 minutes. Well, if that's 2 minutes, is it a penalty? That's my big question. Constantine's got to sit down. He's got to calm down. Patterson did a great job getting back there. Mahe, Hurst now. Oh! And they were undone. They weren't ready. Berlin, a player down. And the quick ball brings Hamburg back to within 3. Oh, out goes Janssen, almost stole it. Vida, Nenadic hit. That's nothing in that at all. And Nenadic even says, and that's good, because yesterday he play-acts a little bit, Peter Nenadic, but there he immediately said no, there was nothing in a referee. Goes down, power play still to Hamburg. He just slips, no touch. And good defending there by Tough Hansen in on the line in the centre block. with Brouwer. Ackerson goes in among the defence again, but it's a lot of big guys at the moment. Ikura Merrill, and net it! Oh, who is this man? 5th goal, winds up the crowd, foul, plays it quickly, floor, but they have to change everybody. Hansen goes down, loses the ball, play on, says the referee. Ackerson, another nail in the coffin, yes! Max Orielman has no chance. 4th goal for Ackerson, and still Jens Hausler hasn't put the timeout card down on the table. Hansen is down and injured. Look at that from Nantes. And this is the fast break. Hansen went down, refs weren't buying it, and Ackerson made no mistake. And they are 5 goals to the good, Füchse Berlin, and they look like they are on fire. The Foxes are hunting today, that's for sure. And now, at long last, Jens Hausler takes that time out. That's probably about 5 minutes too late, but let's hear what he has to say. And here he is now.
Abwehr, stellen wir jetzt um auf 5-1. Olli, du bleibst wieder. Kenne, du bleibst vorne vor. Ja? Und versuch da auch Theater zu machen. Den hat es hältst du raus da vorne. Ja? Lass dich nicht auf die Seiten bringen.
Ich bleib bei Nennerich.
Du bleibst, aber nur wenn die sehr stark zur Mitte ziehen, dann kannst du einmal kurz helfen. Ja? Aber du bleibst bei ihm. Das bedeutet, wir müssen auf den Halbmunition immer wieder auch gut arbeiten. Und das Zweite ist, und das ist mir viel, viel wichtiger, wir zwingen gerade zu viel. Wir müssen rollen. Leute, verkrampfen. Das ist Druck zu Romero, Jesper, komm. Im Angriff brauchen wir weiter Bewegung, ja? Die Außen ist einbewegen und die geht rein und alles, okay? Komm.
Well, it looks like Jens Hausler has asked the team to go to a 5-1 defense. Of course, they don't have Dominikovic. If you've just joined us, it's Hamburg versus Berlin in the gold medal match in Berlin in the EHF Cup Finals. And Nantes is causing so many problems. They've asked the number 1 to go out and mark him very tightly. Nantes on 5 goals in the game, and each one as good as the last. Foul, hence nice ball, dropped by Hansen. Foul, says the referee. Pardon me. So they really miss Dominikovic in that defence, and his injury has caused a few problems for his teammates, and Berlin have been quick to capitalise. Good defence from Ackerson again. The referees say was over the top. Up goes Pascal Hens. He's nailed by Horak, who, well, that's only a foul, says the referee. Power play for another 9 seconds, but Hamburg haven't been able to make them pay. And in goes foul. That's a penalty, says the referee. Patterson jumping across him in the 6-metre line, and Heinevetter can't believe it. But Adrian foul, look, you can see the defending inside by Patterson. And I think that's a 2 minutes. I think that has to be a 2 minutes in the game. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows where he is. So Mahe faces Silvio again, fakes him twice, and then just buries it. And in the end, Silvio Heinevetter looked like a puppet on a string there. 3rd goal for Mahe in the game. No chance. 4-goal lead for Berlin with 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Ikura Merrill has a little word with Patterson on this side. Mahe out high in that 5-1 on Nantes to make sure he doesn't get the run of the entire court. Ball to Pevnyov, saved by Herman, but it's a penalty. Defending inside by Floor or Herbst, one or the other. Nice bit of movement, and in the end it was the hang by Ikura Merrill did all the damage, and Freddie Patterson steps forward. I don't think he scored in the game today, and this is his first chance, and he scores it. First goal in the game for the man who scored 7 yesterday. But in fairness, he hasn't really seen much of the ball, but he didn't need to because Nantes is doing so much damage in the middle. Ackerson out high on Mahe. They've really interrupted the attack of Hamburg by using that ploy. Maybe the half-time break will give the coach a chance to explain something to his players. Hansen goes so far around on the line switch. Ball back to Mahe, back to Hens, but he's so close. It doesn't matter though. Pascal jumps all 2 meters out of him into the air and buries it past Silvio Heinevetter for a 16-12 lead. And isn't it amazing to see 2 teams in the final both playing a 5-1 or a 5+1? It's great to see, to know there isn't just a 6-0 defence in handball. Pevnyov pushed into the line by Floor and Hurst. He gets up, takes the ball on the 9-meter line and plays it to Iker Romero. Gruffalo waiting on the far side, but Iker doesn't need him, but he's missed it by a mile. Ball breaks to Hens. Hens doesn't fancy giving it to Mahe. Now he does. Back to Hens again. Outsteps Pevnyov, holds him up, and Pascal really just doesn't have the speed anymore to break through that gap. And Pevnyov just checks to make sure that his ankle is okay. Looked a bit awkward the way he fell in it there. Just there. Just that quick little twist that sometimes you can run off, and sometimes it's worse. Interesting that I think that's what happened to Johan Patterson yesterday. He had a little twist and ended up with a torn Achilles. So, but Pevnyov, who, well, he's coming off because he's limping ever so slightly, and Nielsen comes on in his position and probably will play on the line as well. Well, let's wait and see. Nielsen, the big Swede, he's only 25 years of age. It's incredible to think. And Mahe steps into the space to receive the ball, and Ackerson leaves him alone and goes with foul. Now Drucks is faced with Mahe. Mahe goes back to the centre again. Ball into the line. Hansen penalty, 100%. No chance, Nielsen there. And great play by Mahe, who ran the defence inside and out, and then the final ball into Hansen. Ends up with a penalty. And what I think this shows is the value of a timeout, because since the timeout, Hamburg has been playing much better. Changing to that 5-1. Mahe steps forward, and this time he's facing Peter Stokel. Fakes one, and the result is exactly the same. 4th goal for Mahe, 3 at least from penalties. And Stokel comes off and Heinevetter comes on. Well, normally he comes off in defence, and he was already on his way off there, and he reminded himself he has to play in this 5-1 defence. Timeout call by Dagor Sigurdsson with about 15 seconds left in the first half. The score at 16-13.
Probier mal hier zurückzukommen. Diese Kampf. Okay, dann machen wir hier. Bleibst hier. Mach den zweiten hier. Zweiten Weg hier. Rein. Nein, Heppe, du bist hier. Heppe. Wo ist denn Heppe? Mach eine gute Position hier. Okay. Okay. Hier erstmal. Und in den Einlauf.
Well, while the timeouts were going on, the crowd was doing the Berlin wave with the Fox. And Dagor has gone for the Eins Links move. Nobody seemed to know what the Eins Links was, so Iker Romero had to explain it to everybody, but normally it's the left wing moving in as a second line. Patterson waits. There's only 8-9 seconds. They haven't gone for it yet, and that's the end of the game, really. There's no much chance for anything else. The shot from Herman. No referee wants to take it again. So there was no Eins Links at the end of the game. In fact, there wasn't much of anything. It was a bit of a damp squib. And now it's a shot from 12 metres with the defence on the 9-metre line. Ikura can't score from here. There's no chance. He's no arm left. Herman in the goal. Oof. Not too far away. So 16-13, Füchse Berlin lead going into the half-time break. The big news, of course, in the first half was that terrible injury to Davor Dominikovic. Silvio Heinevetter is on 33%, so he's stable today. Johannes Bitter replaced, having only saved 14% in the game. 2 shots from 14. Not good enough. And Herman hasn't done much better. He's on 0%. Nenadic with 5 is the best. 3 from 4 penalties for Hamburg, 1 from 1 for Berlin. And technical fouls and turnovers, 5 for Berlin and 3 for Hamburg. But the Berlin ones came early. And then that injury to Davor Dominikovic, which looked like a suspected dislocated shoulder, we feel, really turned the game in Füchse Berlin's favour. They came out and the Hamburg team was a bit slow to get going. So at half-time in the gold medal match, 80% scoring for Berlin. That is absolutely incredible, only 57% for HSV. The score is 16-13. Berlin, the team at home, is winning by 3 in the gold medal match. So we've got 10 minutes until the second half. So go and have yourself some coffee and kuchen, and we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes' time.
Richtig wegwerfen, regelernst sein. Noch mehr Tricks dazu zeigen wir dir unter richtigwegwerfen.de.
Du willst die neuesten Blockbuster sehen, bevor sie woanders laufen? Und Serien, über die jeder...
Well, we're back with you for the second half live on EHF TV of this, the gold medal match in the EHF Cup Finals in the Max Schmeling-Halle in Berlin. Füchse Berlin, that is, leading 16-13 at halftime to HSV Hamburg, the two German teams contesting this gold medal match. And the news that we're getting is that Davor Dominikovic, if you've just joined us, he was involved in an accidental collision with Yevgeny Pevnyov in the first half. And it was not a dislocated shoulder, but a broken humerus. That's the upper bone in the arm, a clean break. And, well, that's the end of his day, but we wish him the best in his recovery, Big Davor. And if I might say, I think that Jens Hausler has made a big mistake. It may come back to haunt him, that at that moment he should have taken a team time out with his team, and he should have spoken to them, reorganized the defense, because straight after that, with Brouwer in the middle, in the center block, Nenadic scored three quick-fire goals. And the change came too late from Hausler into a 5-1 defense, which started to function much better. But not only that, it's the psychological impact on their teammates, having suffered 2 major injuries during the Cup Finals. And the fact of the matter is that players are superstitious by their nature, and if they see one guy tearing his Achilles, Johan Patterson, on Saturday, and Big Davor breaking his arm on Sunday, they start to think maybe it's not our day. And it's up to the coach to settle them down at that moment, reorganize the defense, because Davor, not only was his timing with floor was perfect on the 2 changes, but also he was instrumental in the build-up play should the goalkeeper have stopped the ball. He was very good at distributing the ball very, very quickly. Okay, the game is due to start. Berlin in control of the ball, playing from left to right in the purple, colourful camouflage strip that is especially made for the European adventure. They're leading by 3, and it is Nenadic, Drux and Gruffalo in the back division. Patterson and Ackerson as normal in the wings, and Yevgeny Pevnyov, who suffered a little beautiful ball. No chance, Adrian Fall, who's now defending. First goal in the game for Pevnyov. Hens breaks it, plays it to Fall. Fall now defending, is something he doesn't really do. Ball back to Hens. Hens into Toft Hansen. They dropped it. Ackerson spins away from Mahe, plays it to Horak. And it's a 4-goal lead for Berlin, and they are strutting their stuff. Nice movement at the start of the second half. Ball into Pevnyov, and Pevnyov's ankle injury, the little twist he got, seems to have sorted itself out over the half-time break. So still Mahe in the 5-1, but Val defending in the right back, and it's not really something he's very good at. Gruffalo, Patterson again to Gruffalo, poor ball to him. Drux now. Drux to Nenadic, going nowhere fast though. He steps him. Great save, Bitter, but nice sidestep by Nenadic, and he probably thought that was winging its way into goal, and suddenly Bitter got across. Great save just at the last second, hits him on the bicep. Hens up past Horak, scores it. Second goal for Hens in the game, who's playing a bit of a captain's role here in the injury-plagued Hamburg team. Gruffalo tries to take a piece of the jersey, doesn't get it, and it's a 3-goal game again. Pevnyov, Gruffalo on the movement now. It goes back out to Nenadic. They tried that in the first half, did it really well, and Konstantin Gruffalo travels. Ball breaks to Schmidt. He's faced by Drux. He looks for Fall. Fall is screaming that he didn't get it, and they have to slow it all the way down. And Adrian Fall had made a run right in on the line on this near side, and they didn't see him. Hurst goes in against Nenadic. Nenadic can't believe it, but Hurst had let go of the ball, and now Hens in the middle. Goes in second line, then comes back out again. Mahe, where's he going to go? Nowhere to go. Great defending. Silvio looks up, finds Patterson. Look at the speed of this. Gruffalo all alone. Gruffalo scores, but the speed of Patterson there, an ex-Hamburg player. 5th goal for Konstantin, and a fast break from the Russian you couldn't believe, but it was Patterson, the pace he injected. Look at this. Suddenly he's gone. Headers up. Lovely ball. Gruffalo gives Bitter absolutely no chance. And a 4-goal lead again for Berlin. And now Hanisch is on in the middle. Mahe getting a little break, but they still stay out high in a 5-1. Hence back to Fall. They know each other so well, and that's a great goal by Fall, but poor by Silvio, who got 2 goals, or 2 hands to it, and it's a 3rd goal for Fall in the game. But Silvio Hannevetter 2 hands to the ball and still managed to push it in. Nice ball to Hens, good movement from Fall, but the goalkeeper's got to be doing better there. Good power on it, 3 from 5, 60% for Fall. And a 3-goal game again, and Hamburg not giving up. Mahe out high, and they're really stretching them now. And a nice little intercept there for Schmidt, but knocks it over the sideline. And Sacristans now moves in, second line, and now the entire defence has got to move back in again. Lovely ball, Pevnyov. Inside, says the referee. Could have been worse. Schmidt was dragging out of him. Ball goes back inside again for the goalkeeper to take it, and Hamburg get a little bit of a lucky break there. Hence slows it down, plays it to Hanish. On in place of Mahe in the centre. Hence goes up, saved by Silvio Heinevetter, who then makes sure that the referee sees it as it crossed the line. Patterson breaks it, Hence has to get off, Mahe has to get on, Hanish is off as well, and Florida's on. And there you see the shot, and Silvio is down, makes sure it doesn't go anywhere near that line. And looks like Peter Georgic at long last is getting introduced to the game. He's on his way to Flensburg again at the end of the season. And he's a very good left back. Ball over the top. Hurst is going. Well, I think that that's unlucky on Hurst. He definitely does foul him. But Pevniov makes the most of it, goes down. And he just felt the touch on his shoulder, went down, and Hurst pays the price. Power play and a penalty. Double whammy against Hamburg. No, it's not a penalty, it's a 9-metre ball, says the referee. He wasn't in the act of shooting, he had to get the ball. Good decision, but Hurst is off, and now can Berlin really hammer home their advantage? A player up, Drux goes in, second line on that side, stays there. Nenadic tries to go through, and Pevniov got Pevniov, the line player, was the 6th defender there for Hamburg. Shimiku back on in the centre block. Yeah, Pevniov right in the way of his own player. Shimiku gives him a little shove, and Shimiku's got to be careful. He's on two-minute suspensions, one more and he gets a red card. Number 4, the big Romanian. And minute 36 left in the power play. Tina goes through. You know, when he's good, he's very, very good. 6 goals in the game for Tino Gruffalo, and that was a special one. Breaks between 1 and 2, still uses the player to hold himself up, and then manages to put it past Bitter, who is not having the game he had yesterday, that's for sure. Georgic on. Mahe in the left wing, where he plays for France, then goes in second line, but it's all very narrow. They've 3 line players, they're getting in each other's way. Mahe brings it back out again. Georgic with the ball, what will he do? He'll go for the shot. No, plays it to Foul, who it opens up for Foul. That was a lovely bit of play by Hamburg, but especially Georgic and Foul, 4th goal for him in the game. And a lovely little reverse pass, sees him moving on to the ball, and the gap was there, and Drux never covered a cross. 3-goal game again. And Hamburg have scored against the head, and Tino Gruffalo at the moment is just doing what he pleases out there. Nenadic, ball out to the wing to Ackerson, decides no, goes to Tino Gruffalo again, who goes up and off the defender Shimiku and out over the side end line for a corner ball. 18 seconds left on the power play. Nenadic with his sidestep. Oh, and then he's absolutely nailed by Floor. The Hamburg defense is up. Is it Shimiku that does it? Because if it's Shimiku, he's gone. Yeah. Well, I think that Shimiku doesn't really touch him there. I'll have a look at it again. The referees felt they pushed him into Floor, which means that Alexander Shimiku says for a push, yes is the answer. 3-2 minutes. And that's a red card, and he was walking that fine line. And that means he's got to take his place outside the court, can't help his teammates anymore. And the occasion just got to the big Romanian. And the referees were hard from the start, and he's off now, and it's 5 against 4. Patterson with the ball, and Patterson scores. But actually the feeling is the ball should have come across to Tino Gruffalo and out to Ackerson, because they were wide open on this side. 2nd goal for Patterson. He's hit by Foul, but no chance Patterson. And it's a 4-goal lead for Berlin, and still a power play for 1:38. Cramps makes his way back on after his 2-minute suspension. Hansen and Ackerson staying with Mahe, then he goes out high and Foul. Herbst 1-on-1 with Constantini Gruffalo, saved, and down goes Mahe. And I think that it's good defending. but he hit the floor pretty hard. I think he's going to be okay, but he probably wanted more, but there was nothing he could do there. There was nowhere else to play the ball. Yellow card for Jens Hausler, who's wondering how. It's a 2-minute suspension down one end for Shimmy, but not for Drux. No, I think that's okay. I think Drux doesn't do anything, keeps his arms in place, and Mahe just falls to the ground. Heavily, albeit, but good defending from Drux. And a good decision from the referees. And Hausler still having a conversation with the referee. And Mahe's okay. Shaken, but not stirred. And he takes his place in the left wing of the defence, and it is Toft Hansen in the middle and Matti Flor in the left back position defending, and Adrian Fahl in the right back. But this game is just slowly decaying for Hamburg, and Berlin just making the most of their man advantage all the time. Pevnov goes down, pushed by Flor. And the floor wipers are called on more than anything else. And yeah, that's a 2-minute suspension for me. I think that Flor knows he's there. It wasn't me, says Matty Flor. Me and my big behind. So, Nantes starts the play again, and the game is getting very bitty. It's fair to say it's not been the best of games between two teams that know each other probably overly well. Pevnov, it's going to be a penalty, and Matty Flor is down on the floor, as is Pevnov. And great save by Pitter, you have to say. But the game as a whole hasn't had any flow. Perhaps the injury to Dominikovic has had something to do with it, but it's the physical nature of this game, and the referees are being quite hard on it. And we've had a lot of 2-minute suspensions, a lot of cautions, a lot of stop-start in the game. It hasn't really flowed the way you would want a final to flow. Berlin won't care. They thought they had a great chance last year to win the EHF Cup. They didn't. Fakes it and scores it. Bitter again, undone by a broken wrist by by the penalty shooter. Third goal for him, and here it is again. Bitter goes down there on those penalties, and they did that to him all day yesterday when they were playing against Skjern. The Skjern players had obviously seen it and tried it themselves. 15 seconds left on the power play. Hurst comes around. Adrian Fahl, Mahe back to him. The shot is poor, and good defensive positioning by Horak, who blocks it out over the end line. And now back on comes Kevin Schmidt, and they're back to parity on the court, but they're 5 goals down on the scoreboard. Georgic now. Fahl, nice sidestep back to Georgic. Didn't fancy it. He does. He does. And he wraps every sinew around that ball, around that shot, and arrows it into the far corner. And Silvio Heinevetter, well, he felt the wind as it went past him because it nearly knocked him into the goal. From a standing start, there goes Silvio after the ball. No chance, a 4-goal game with 9 minutes gone in the second half. Patterson, Nanadic decides to go alone, back to Patterson, now to Gruffalo, Patterson, all very slow. Now back to Gruffalo, ball into the line is stolen. Great defending by Adrian Fahl. The fast break, well, that's an accidental collision. It's a completely accidental collision between Drux and Herbst, but it's got to be a penalty because it's a fast break. The question is whether it's 2 minutes. It is 2 minutes, and that is the wrong decision. Because I don't think Drux is even looking at him. I think they're both looking to see if there's going to be a fast break. And I think in this situation, he gives the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, he's not even looking at Herbst. Herbst runs across him. And I don't even think he can give a penalty in that situation. And certainly not at 2 minutes. And, well, no reaction. Could be a good pro, that boy. So now the power play is to Hamburg. And it is a penalty. And it is a penalty. Mahe over the head of Silvio for a splendid little goal. And a 3-goal game and a power play now to Hamburg for 1:48. Put a bit of height on that ball, but put a bit of spin on it to bring it down. So they play into 5-1 again, and Horak comes on to the attack to replace Drucks. Ackerson goes 1-on-1 with Schmidt. And they're going to have a word with Ackerson here, I think. Stop his play acting. Well, Schmidt's got him around the neck, that's for sure, and holds on to him. So they have to have a word with Schmidt as well. But I think that Ackerson did overreact. But they should be having a word with Schmidt, I think, because now Ackerson's going to go alone. Save. Rebound is Hamburg's. Mahe breaks it quickly. Foul. Is this the comeback kid? Mahe again, he goes for it, lovely ball, it's off to Hansen! Silvio Heinewetter sitting down in the goal, expecting the shot from Mahe, but instead he plays it to an open tough Hansen, and he has no difficulty at all putting it away with Silvio sitting on the ground. And it was all Ackerson got a rush of blood to the head, annoyed with Schmidt for his defending, and now Torsten Janssen comes on, and there are 56 seconds left on the power play, and Hamburg coming back into it, not lying down, not saying let's roll over. Nenadic goes, and he's fouled by Hurst, and good defending by Foul over there. 38 seconds left. I wonder, will Dagor be calling a timeout very soon? His team in danger of letting this slip. Konstantini Gruffalo, Horak to Konstantini Gruffalo, fakes one, saved by Bitter, who's suddenly gone well up in the percentages charts. They break it again. Georgic is back on in place of Hansen. Mahe to Georgic. There's still a player up for 17 seconds. Still in the power play, and they've already scored 2 this one. Mahe, Georgic, foul up, foul scores! It's a 1-goal game! 5 goals for Foul. And 3 seconds left on the power play, and a 4-goal turnaround for Hamburg. And it all started with Georgic coming on in place of Pascal Hens. Incredible. Janssen now in the defense with Floor. And Vida comes back on to replace Konstantini Gruffalo. Ackerson, Nenadic still there. Horak on the left back position. Ball to Nenadic, hit by Floor. Lovely ball in, saved by Tuft Hansen. Just as Pevnyov looked like he's about to pounce. Vida back to Nenadic, goes for another wild shot. And Schmidt breaks it. Foul! Janssen! Oh! Peter Stokel! Where did he come from? Out of absolutely nothing! While we were watching the Berlin attack, Dagor Sigurdsson cements his role as a super coach by changing Silvio for Stokel. And what does Stokel do? First chance he gets, makes a 1-on-1 save. Timeout, Füchse Berlin.
Nein, er bleibt ja. Er bleibt, du bleibst komplett drin. Und ihr beide wechselt auf halb. Und du wechselst zu okay. Gut. Aber jetzt ist es genau richtig. Und vor allen Dingen auch wieder mit Nenadic. Genau das. Hier an der
Well, as we see the shooting of Nenadic, which Bitter has just gotten the hang of, and this is the super save from Stokel, the Czech goalkeeper. I mean, he's 39 years of age. If I tried to do that, I'd be in hospital for 6 months, that's for sure. I mean, that was amazing. That was world class. And Berlin are breathing a sigh of relief because there's still 1 goal in the lead in this game. But remember, only a few moments ago, they were 5 goals up. Horak takes another poor shot, which Bitter saves. Foul breaks, plays it to Tuft Hansen. Tuft Hansen fakes, plays it to Foul. Georgic, foul. Oh, he's in the middle there. Ball to Georgic, who's held onto by Ackerson. And suddenly Johannes Bitter has risen to 29% in the game. I mean, he was at 0%. And Silvio, well, he finishes on 35%. And at the moment, Stokel is on this place. Georgic goes up, hits the hands again of Horak, and goes out for a corner ball, which Schmidt tries to take from the sideline. Now Mahe calls it. Ball to foul. Foul goes, but he's no chance of turning his body. Great defending from Pevnyov, who kept that left arm locked all the way. And the Füchse Berlin fans are revving up their team, and the Hamburg fans revving up their team, and we've got a final now. Mahe, Schmidt tries to go one-on-one. Up goes foul, blocked almost, and it's defending inside, says the referee, and it's going to be a penalty. It's not often you see that in handball. Nice little switch from Schmidt to foul. Still had to bend to get it. Up he goes. And was it Nielsen was defending inside? And here goes Mahe against Stokel. No chance. Stokel even Stevens. And it looks to me like Jesper Nielsen is taking the place of Pevnyov on the line. 6 goals for Mahe in the game now. And Jesper Nielsen takes his place on the line in place of Pevnyov with only 15 minutes remaining in the gold medal match, and the score at 21-21. And up goes Horak, and it was the ball by Ikura that scored it for him, and Ikura stays in the defense. Ackerson in the half-back position, and Berlin take another 1-goal lead, and Hamburg has to come back again. Hurst out to Georgic, but Mahe slows it down. Such an old head on young shoulders. Mahe, he's only 23 years of age, but he's already a world champion. Schmidt goes alone. Patterson waits for foul. Then the switch. There's Mahe. Can he do it? He does! Oh, that's great play by Hamburg! Wonderful play. 7 for Mahe. And it was the movement, the swift ball, and then the continued movement of Mahe. And then he shoots it low off the ground across Stokel, and he's no chance. And that one-on-one save seems a long time ago for Peter Stokel. Horak, ball into the line. Freddie Patterson lost, but the referee says foul. 22-22. And I have to say, what was a pretty poor final with a little bit of individual brilliance thrown in there has suddenly turned into a great final between two teams that are pretty much of equal standard, you'd have to say. Tuft Hansen on the Gruffalo means, or on Ikura means that it's free throw for Berlin. Ikura takes it again. What can he do? Plays it once again to Horak. Horak, Vida. Beautiful. Side steps past Hansen and then puts it into the far post. Ackerson stays out high on floor, but now ball goes back. Floor is staying there. Now he gets off. He wanted the ball and he can't believe he didn't get it. But Mahe, the little magician, the man who is conducting the orchestra here today for Hamburg, has to do it again. And this is the ball. Vida one step and into the far corner, and Bitter was flat-footed. Georgic, Schmidt, Mahe. Mahe again. What will he do now? Stays where he is. Ball back to Georgic. Oh! Oh! Unbelievable! Peter Georgic, second goal in the game. I mean, he came into this competition with 3 goals, and he's already scored 2 today. 23-23, nip and tuck. You score one, we score one. And now Berlin have to score to go into the lead again. Still, there's 11 and a half minutes left in the game. Ikura goes for a crazy one. Bitter takes it. Bitter looks. Little looping ball out to foul. Then Mahe on his own in the middle. What a ball to the wing. It's terrible. And Kevin Schmidt didn't even bother trying to jump for it. Or Kevin Hurst, I should say. And well, they lose a real easy one there. And Hurst is not the player he was yesterday. All the elements of surprise gone out of the game for him. Little close-up of Jens Hausler, who's masterminded a comeback in this game, and a lot of it's got to do with when they play that 5-1 defence, but they've gone back to the 6-0 again now with Floor and Janssen. Vida, the switch now with Horak. He goes up and he scores. That's a lovely goal, but you could see it coming about a mile off. Second goal for him, and Hamburg did nothing about it. Floor goes in second line, this near side with Mahe. What will Mahe do? Plays it to Schmidt. Now he wants Floor off. Floor says calm it down, and Hamburg play it on. And you could see this coming an absolute mile away, and Hansen forgets his job. And while we're watching that, Berlin has won the ball back. And a chance to go 2 up. Freddie Peterson comes on this near side and then makes his way back again. No, stays blocking on Janssen. Iker Romero to Vida. Still Freddie Peterson staying second line on this near side. Iker Romero looks, waits. He's hit, he goes down. Jesper Nielsen stays in on the line. He's pushed out by both. Foul ends up on the ground then. Jesper Nielsen. Comedy of errors over there. Referees want the floor wipers on, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Well, in every game I've watched Hamburg playing, I suppose because they've only had one right back out of them foul, they haven't used him in defence to give him a chance to take a break during the game. Actually, he's not a bad defender out there. Doing a good job. Vida, Gruffalo, or Iker Romero. Sorry, I'm a bit tongue-tied when it comes to Iker this weekend. I don't know what's going on. Iker Romero, of course, number 18. Iker with the ball. Horak again. Horak. And an attacker foul, and you could just... It's almost like you know when it's going to happen in there and when they're going to blow it. Djordjic with the ball. Waits, plays in foul. Still a goal to the good Berlin in the gold medal match in the Max Schmeling Arena. 9,000 fans here to witness the EHF Cup gold medal match. Mahe, foul. Hurst, Djordjic playing the ball around, just biding their time. They're going to get a passive play against them very shortly. And Mahe against Ackerson, a little bit of a to-do, but it's all to do about nothing really. And Ackerson goes back to the middle, marking Djordjic, and Mahe is free. Hurst is on the second line, but it's got to be passive play soon. They're going nowhere. Now this has got to be it. There it happens. Foul, hit by Ikura. There, a lovely ball! Even Stevens at 24. And again, I have to say, 3 goals for Hansen. The defence has done such good work, and suddenly on passive play they switch off, and Hansen finds himself all alone, and the recycling of Hamburg works out well, but they had the ball a long time again. Berlin playing from left to right in that kind of purple, colourful jersey. Vida, Horak. Horak takes steps, but he's fouled. Good decision by the referee. 24-24. Bitter suddenly has gone to 29% in the saving stakes. Peter Stokel, they've only down for 1 save in the game. He's at 12%, but he stays where he is in goal. Vida, oh yes! 3rd goal for him. And at the moment, unstoppable. 2 on the bounce for Berlin. Djordjic takes steps there, gets away with it. Floor tries to go one-on-one with Drux. Drux steps out again on Herbst. They still control the ball. Good defending by Vida. And Djordjic wants it fast. Of course, Djordjic came back from a serious knee injury. It's good to see him back. But he's not going to be playing very long for Hamburg now, as he and Hansen both moved to Flensburg at the end of the season. Mahe. Schmidt fakes one to foul. Still no passive play. Saved by Stokel, but the defence did a good job blocking down the ball. 25-24 Berlin. Vida again, ball to Nantes, tries to go through, but he's hit and he needed to recycle the ball again. Vida, Pevnyov, Drux, oh wonderful! And it was Vida to Drux, two players that have been nominated for World's Best Youth Player. And well, you see there the interplay between them. They've been raised, born, bred and buttered, as we say, in the Füchse Berlin system, and brought into the first team very, very early. They're still only early 20s, and they've given Berlin a 2-goal lead. Vida with his goal, and then Drux with his. Second goal for Drux in the game. And Hamburg have to do it all over again. And Vida steps out, and Mahe. And timeout is called by the Hamburg coach. Gives us a chance to take our breath with only 6 minutes remaining in the game. Berlin leading by 2.
Aber wir müssen es jetzt konsequenter spielen, wenn du Lendo spielst. Jeder, der einläuft, jeder, der den Übergang macht, der muss mehr in die Abwehr rein da drüben. Ihr müsst mehr die wieder zurückdrücken und ihr müsst schneller danach drücken. Wir dürfen nicht einfach nur rein und uns schubsen lassen. Position steht für alle Einläufer.
Ich spiel nochmal Lemgo links. Und Döpfte, du gehst zwischen 5 und 6 drüber. Nach 2 gegen 2 mit Adi. Und du währenddessen der Hänger, okay? Lemgo links, Hänger rechts. Ja?
Auf Männer!
Komm Männer, weiter!
Männer, und weiter gemeinsam nach vorne, Männer! Da haben wir sie früh geholt! Komm Männer!
Well, 5 minutes. Is it 5 minutes or 6 minutes? It's 6 minutes remaining for one of these two coaches to etch their name in the history of their club. Neither will coach as head coach again after this season. Dagger Sigurdsson moving on, as I said, to the German national team, and Jens Hausler being replaced by Biegler at the end of the season. He'll go into the assistant coaching role and youth coordinator role in Hamburg. Foul goes along, good save by Stokel, but there's a foul on him on the way through. Jordic tries to go, gets the shirt ripped off him by Vida. Nothing says the referee apart from a 9-meter ball, but they want the floor wiped again, and the game with 6 minutes remaining is a very stop-start. 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining now, and if you think that Hamburg have had the ball with for 35 seconds now and nothing has happened, that's pretty incredible. Hurst there, dragged in due to the injury list of lovely ball, save Stokel, what a save! And you sometimes wonder, is your name on the trophy? And when you see a save like that from Petter Stokel, 39 years of age, great ball, no look pass, and Toft Hansen must wonder, what do I need to do? Because that was every centimetre a goal until Stokel stuck out a big check arm and stopped it. And there's a lot of happy Berlin people here today at the moment. Vida, oh, what's he done? He's down, he's hurt his arm, nothing says the referee, play on. He's still down. Floor, no need to stop, and no one touched him. Toft Hansen, penalty. So while Vida's down, clutching his arm at one end, and I think the referees have made absolutely the right decision. Nobody touched him. There's no reason to stop the game. It's not a head injury, so you don't have to stop the game. He's hurt himself, of course, but Hamburg didn't mind. There's the shot. That's a sore one right on the bicep. Oh, maybe they could have stopped it, but they didn't. Ball breaks down. Penalty. Mahe to make it a 1-goal game with 4.5 minutes remaining. Nerve-jangling moments for Dagger Sigurdsson, who I have to say has done a great job at Füchse Berlin. He's won a German Cup title in his time here. Got them to the Final Four. Mahe! Oh, nice goal. Stokel was down. 8 goals for Mahe in the game, carrying on from where he left off yesterday. Scored 6 yesterday, so 14 in the EHF Cup Finals is pretty good going. And it's a 1-goal game. 25-48 gone in the second half. There's about 4 minutes remaining. And I, for one, am delighted. We needed a close game in these EHF Cup Finals, and we have one. Oh, he's gone through! He's gone through! 9 meters, says the referee! Can you believe it? Had he got his arm free, he was through the gap, and Schmidt holds him down, and the referee points to the dotted line on the 9 meter. Well, that's some decision. He's through. Well, okay, maybe it's a 9 meter, but I think he's through, and Schmidt has his arm. He can't lift it. 9 meters, says the referee, could have been worse. And Stokel stays on, Bitter stays on, Bitter now 29%, Stokel 27%. But some of them have been world-class saves. Druks, high is fouled. Nenadic, what will he do? He needs to be calm. He doesn't need to be calm! What am I saying? What do I know? Nenadic scores his 6th goal of the game to give them a 2-goal lead out of nothing. Foul doesn't get the shooting arm, and somehow he manages to squeeze it into the far corner. And with 3.5 minutes remaining in the game, Hamburg are 2 down. Georgic on the ball, Toft Hansen waiting, he's got to play it, it's all very slow at the moment from Hamburg. He's waiting for the line player, now the ball makes it over to Mahe in space, 1-on-1, ball to foul. What can he do? Goes through, ball to Toft Hansen, foul, says the referee. Wow, when the ball gets to Mahe, there's suddenly a bit of burst of pace into the game. Mahe again, what can he do? Ball to foul, foul goes through, he's through! No, to Schmidt, Schmidt drops it when the gap is open. They close it again, Schmidt, Georgic, it's Mahe! Ah, the boy is a genius, there's no doubt about it! 9 goals in the game in off the far post, and he is worthy of the most valuable player in this tournament. In my opinion, he's head and shoulders above everybody. Oh, stunning ending, 2 minutes 20 to go with a 1-goal lead. It's the worst lead in the world until Druck steps up for the goal. Turn in the game for a 2-goal lead. Oh, wonderful stuff from Berlin and Hamburg. Worthy of a... Oh, Ackerson could be in a bit of trouble. No, says the referee, it's only a 9 meter ball. Toft Hansen wants him 3 meters from the ball. Mahe again. Give the ball to Contan. That's what we should be shouting. Lovely ball, lovely ball. He's inside defending. Good decision. And he's also got a bit of a bang in the head. And Pevnyov is down injured. And Toft Hansen, I think his head hit the knee of Pevnyov as he dropped. Pevnyov is claiming accidental collision. Georgic, another no-look pass, and Vida's inside defending, and you see there, Toft Hansen's head just hits it off the back. Oh, he's going crazy on the sideline, Toft Hansen, going absolutely crazy. So is Floor. Do they want more than 2 minutes? It isn't more than 2 minutes. It's a penalty, and Mahe faces Silvio Heinevetter. Can Silvio be a hero? There's blood on the back of the head of Toft Hansen. Mahe takes the shot under the legs of Silvio, is going crazy with himself. 1-goal game, 10 goals for that boy right there, who in the French national team is a left winger. Ah, super stuff. 1 goal in at 28-27. Vida, Nenadic, they've got to conjure something here. Druks, you feel a goal will be the difference, that's all they need. Lovely ball, Patterson, Ackerson, not everyone's afraid to shoot. No, Vida's not afraid to shoot! shifted right. Vida shifted right. They went one way, he went the other. 4th goal in the game, and the 2-goal cushion they really needed. Djordjic, floor on the line. Mahe again, Djordjic off the crossbar. It's not it. Pevnov dives on the ball. Füchse Berlin have control with 55 seconds left, and Pevnov puts his body on the line to win the ball. And that could be just all they need, and Djordjic's shot. Cannon's off the crossbar. I think that Soko might have got a touch, and Pevnov, he's okay. And he won't let go of that ball. He will not let go of that ball. There's the shot off the crossbar. Pevnov's got it. It's my ball and you're not having it, is what he says. Oh, wonderful to see. A guy who was released by Berlin, then re-signed, and it just shows you what it means to him to play for this team and to play for the gold medal at the home of Füchse Berlin in the Max Schmeling-Halle. 29-27, and the Berlin team, or the Hamburg team, comes out in the high defense, man to man. Sacristans breaks past Schmidt. Schmidt is disgusted with him, says, get up, Silvio Heinevetter having a go with his own countryman. Ikura tells him to sit down, there's no need for it, we're winning the game. Wait for the whistle, says the Icelandic referee. Vida bounces, waits, looks, finds Patterson. Patterson goes. He stops, spins, turns back to Drux, turns back to Patterson. They're going to play it down. They're going to play, and it's timeout call for Dagger Sigurdsson. Clever coaching.
Paul hier. Paul, du stehst zu ihm. Mach mal Pass. Nicht geben. Pass geben. Paul ein bisschen weg. Und dann 1-1. Und schau mal. Hey, hallo. Du läufst hier weg. Leslie, du gehst hier bitte und dann die anbieten. Nicht stehen. Nicht stehen. Er würde lassen laufen. Werfen. Vicente zurücklaufen. Und komm.
Timeout's over, and when you think about it, when they look back in this game, the policy of Berlin is youth players, and the goals of Fabian Vida, 21 years of age, and Drux, 20, at vital moments of the game. So important. The signing of Nenadic, 28, of course. There's Drux again! And he deserves that. 2 of Bob Hanning's boys. Floor breaks through. Save again by Stokel. 4th goal for Drux. And the winning of the game, definitely the change for Stokel into the goal has been amazing. And they just run out the clock, 7 seconds. Hamburg won't be adding to the trophy cabinet of Europe. Instead, it is Füchse Berlin, winners of the EHF Cup, and at long last, a club that started not so long ago has risen to the highest echelons of European competition, and they finally won some European silverware. And look what it means to those players, to Ikura, a man who's won a couple of Champions Leagues. Today is a big day for them. 30-27 the final score. And commiserations to Hamburg, who put up a great fight. A brilliant fight, but at the vital moments in the game, they found a guy called Peter Stokel in goal. 39 years of age, 19 years older than Paul Drux. 19 years, and he was as much a saviour of the Füchse Berlin team as those 2 young dynamos from Germany. And Ika Romero is dancing around out there. And all the time beside me in the commentary position has been my good friend Carsten Klavin, I mean. He is born and raised in Berlin. played Bundesliga handball, coaches some of the top junior teams in Germany, and I'm just going to ask him, how happy are you, Carsten? Give me he's got one thumb up. That's pretty happy for him. A man of small emotions, but this means a lot to Berlin and to Berlin handball. They're kind of on their own in isolation over this side, and it's wonderful to see. And look at the players. Konstantin Gruffalo, I think he's got the full selection now. I think he's won the Champions League. I think he's won the Cup Winners' Cup way back when. And now he's won the EHF Cup. So Tino Gruffalo manages to get the full collection before he heads off to Colding. And there is Johannes Bitter, who had a great day yesterday to get them this far. And today, at the vital moment, started to really show. But when the chips were down, just couldn't find the saves to keep his team in the game. And there's no doubt about it that we will look back at the injury to Davor Dominikovic as a huge turning point in this game. That's not to take anything away from the Berlin team, but it changed the entire philosophy of the Hamburg team, and fair play to them, they were able to do it and make a game of it. And it was in the melting pot until about a minute and a half from the end, and that is exactly what we like to see. And in the Bundesliga, as I said at the start of April, Füchse Berlin won it by 3. They've done it again here today, but it was tough going. And Shimmy, that red card, probably unlucky to get that last 2 minutes, but Dagger Sigurdsson already on the phone, calling his agent. What's the payday? No, it's great for him, Dagor Sigurdsson. He really has done a great job. Cup champions last year with Berlin. Final 4 participants 2012. When, of course, they had Torsten Lane, and he masterminded that incredible comeback here against Leon. It was unbelievable. And today he goes out on a major high, and the only thing we can say is it's wonderful for him. And they've got on their Pokalsieger, would I be right in saying Pokalsieger? Cup winners. So they've got the t-shirts on, and little Fox rampant on the front. So they obviously had them in reserve just in case, and they made it on. And there you see 71% scoring. In the end, statistics don't really matter. They can say a lot of things. Peter Stokel in that game ended up with 36%. From 14 shots, he made 5 saves, but 3 of them were world class that would break the heart of any attack. And they were at vital moments in the game, and it was something that Thierry Omeyer said, it doesn't matter how many saves you make in the game, it's when you make them. And Stokel made them at the right moments. And it wasn't even that Heinevetter was having a bad game up to that point, and yet still Dagor Sigurdsson had the wherewithal to change the goalkeeper. And Stokel, well, at 39 years of age, amazing. But as I said, let's not forget those 2 young boys. You've got Paul Drux, 20 years of age. You've got Vida, 21. But then in defence, Horak was absolutely sensational. 32 years of age, the Czech, and his teammate, or his compatriot, Peter Stokel, also Czech, 39. So it just shows you a good mix of youth and experience, as the old saying goes, is sometimes the best. And I want to say Ackerson was absolutely incredible out there in that 5-1, disrupting everything. But for me, the man of the match has to be Quentin Mahe, and he has to be named most valuable player of the tournament because he's just been sensational. And as we're watching the crowd, Peter Stokel brings his 2 kids on, and he gives his t-shirt away to the eldest boy. The younger one already has. And they're all talking Czech over there. That's lovely to see. All the Czech boys together. And there, yeah, you're wearing Daddy's jersey. Ah, isn't that cute? Ah, look, he's delighted. He's such a lovely guy. And I'm told that the youngest one is a handballer. Thank you, Carson, for that. He's a fountain of knowledge, this man beside me. Don't become a goalkeeper. Stay out of the goal. That's my only advice. He's a left-hander. You're okay. Ah, you're gold dust. Konstantin Gruffalo, an absolute gentleman. And is that Luffler on there with his jeans? It is, I think. Luffler couldn't play, of course. And I think I see Jaszka there with his jeans on. Definitely. Bartolomej, the other Polish guy, couldn't play today. He couldn't play for a long while. And Spoljaric, of course, I saw him, Dennis Spoljaric. Yeah, there he is talking to Peter Stockel. So the entire team's been invited out, the entire squad's nice to see. And just to give this poor commentator a little bit of a break, here is another bit of music from the boys Balmer, playing the Magnet Club on the 8th and the 10th.
Die Halle voll mit Energie, Füchse stark, so stark wie nie. Wir sind bereit, stehen hinter unserem Team und es wird Zeit. Im Fuchsbau mittendrin, ja hier gehören wir hin. Füchse Berlin. Füchse Berlin. Hier ist unser Revier. Füchse Berlin. Hier ist unser Revier. Der Kessel dampft, wir singen den Sieg. Feuerfrei mit diesem Lied. Wir sind die Jäger dieser Stadt. Raus auf das Feld, ein scharfer Blick. Erweckt das Tier, gibt uns den Kick. Füchse Berlin. Füchse Berlin. Hier ist unser Revier. Füchse Berlin. Hier ist unser Revier. Hier ist unser Revier. Hier ist unser Revier. Das Licht geht an 10.000 Watt. Wir sind lange noch nicht satt. Wir sind die Jäger dieser Stadt. Füchse Berlin. Wo sind die Hände? Füchse Berlin. Hier ist unser Revier. Füchse Berlin. Hier ist unser Revier. Füchse Berlin. Füchse Berlin. Hier gehören wir hin. Füchse Berlin. Füchse Berlin. Hier ist unser Revier.
I think that song might have been called Füchse Berlin, which means it was probably a song for the club. Konstantin brings on his little girl, replete with headphones to make sure she's not deafened by the sound. I just hope there's no champagne corks flying around. She's only 5 months old. Well, that just shows you how bad the knees of Gruffalo or Ikura are. He can't even dance anymore. Wait a minute. He's getting there. He's done the warm-up. And while that's all going on over there, the melee over on the right, Konstantin Gruffalo is standing with his little girl. There it is. Ah, that is so cute. Yeah, stay away from there, Tino. It's unsafe. Nenadic, great game for him today as well. Came from Wisla Płotsk at the end of last season. Has been a good buy, I think, when you see the way he plays. Silvio's got the hairband off. And the Foxes dance around to the tune of who knows what. All we're short of now is the dancing girls to come on, and we've got a disco in here. There's that trophy. Splendid trophy, brand new this season. It's a beautiful trophy. Can you see it there? There's the trophy. The base is made of bronze for stability. It's got seven standing legs to represent the players, and half a ball to represent the handball. And there is Jesper Nielsen. Looks good. And by the way, our thoughts, as I said, go out to 2 players who were seriously injured during the tournament. To Davor Dominikovic, who broke his arm today in a collision with Pevnyov. And to Johan Patterson, who tore his Achilles tendon yesterday. Where did it begin? Neil Diamond. Doesn't sound like Neil Diamond version though. Was in the spring. Yeah, it's a bit of a summer now for Füchse Berlin as they await the presentation of the gold medals. I'm sure we'll be seeing the team that came 3rd this weekend, and no doubt Gorenje as well. Perhaps there's something for them to be presented with. And Skjern will receive the bronze medals, and Hamburg the silver, and then finally, I'm sure, the champions of the men's EHF Cup Finals, Füchse Berlin. It's been a long road, and when you think that almost at the start of the season they could have been gone, my feeling is that they had a very close game against Nantes. Yeah, it went through and away goals in the qualifying tournament in the 3rd round. They beat Nantes on away goals, a 23-18 victory here, and they lost away 28-23, and the away goals sent them through and brought them all the way to the finals. The dancing girls are staying down at the corner, just moving to the beat, and look what it means to Dagger Sigurdsson. Look what it means to Dagger Sigurdsson. A man you don't often see give way to emotion, and it just shows you, no matter what level you're at of coaching, when you get that win, that gold medal, that's something special. And look what it means to that team. And by the way, a big word goes to Bob Hanning, who's a huge driver of this club, and who stayed away today to make sure that their B team would win the championship today. They won in Essen, and so they've had a great day all around for the club. And here is the trophy as we watch the boys do the can-can. They won't be working in the Moulin Rouge, that's for sure. Lovely trophy. Standing aloft there on the podium. Nice close-up for you all. And Tino comes off with his little girl just to make sure she's not part of the celebrations. Hands her back over to pop star Marina, Tino's wife. And there is the cup. It's absolutely gorgeous, especially for this weekend. Brand new this season. I think a cup needs to look like a cup. I think that's close enough to a cup for me. I think that's a good trophy to have in the cabinet. And they're all waiting with bated breath for this moment when it'll be handed over to the team captain.
Ladies and gentlemen, awarding and closing ceremony of the men's EHF Cup Finals 2015 in Berlin. Zweiter Platz und damit Vize-EHF Cup-Sieger 2015. Second place and silver medal goes to the team from HSV Hamburg.
Well, actually, the bronze medals must have been given away already, because it's the second place team, HSV Hamburg. Quite despondent. It's not easy to come in for your silver medals when you've just lost a final in such agonizing fashion. And they trudge in, probably thinking about Davor Dominikovic, probably thinking about Johan Patterson. But I got to say, Jens Hauser's done a good job overall to get them this far, considering the situation he found himself in. But again, I think he'll go back to that point in the game where Dominikovic got injured and ask himself, why didn't I take the time out then? Why didn't I switch things around? Because he allowed Berlin to take control of the game, which they rescinded, of course. But those 4 goals were enough towards the end, because Hamburg lost a bit of power in the end and couldn't quite keep up with Füchse Berlin.
The medals will be given by Predrag Boskovic and Oli Ostad, executive members EHF.
Jens Hausler, look. Sad face, puts his arm around the players. He knows that he'll be going back to work with the youth. And of course his assistant coach in HSV, so he's still there. But, well, it's not easy to lose a final. And there's a good friend of mine, Pedrag, I think he's minister for something. He keeps telling me, but I keep forgetting, over in Montenegro, but a member of the executive committee, and he's handing out these beautiful silver medals. And I just want to say thank you to Füchse Berlin for hosting this this tournament on behalf of everyone at EHF TV and all the guys and girls that I'm working with this weekend here. It's been absolutely sensational, and what I particularly liked is they also have a little commemorative medal for all of us working here, which was waiting in our hotel room, and it's got the 4 crests of the teams on the back and EHF Cup Finals Berlin 2015 on the front, and it's a lovely little memento to take away from a tournament like this. And I want to say thank you so much, Füchse Berlin, and also for all the crew they have working here, all the people driving the shuttles who look after us so well. It really is a super club, it really is a great family club, and it's really well run, and they couldn't do enough for us, and that's great. And this year, for the first time, they actually had coffee available for the crew, which was great. It was something they didn't have last year for me, which didn't put me in a particularly good mood. So well done on the coffee, guys, as well. But look, our thoughts go out to the boys in HSV Hamburg. You see what it means to them. It's never easy to lose a final. And Bitter say thanks, and Pascal Hens, well, he's got a few silver medals in his locker as well, but he's got a couple of good gold ones too. So just a nice, it was a nice game to finish on, and we needed a game like this in these EHF Cup Finals. The semi-finals weren't close enough as matches. The third place game was close for about 45 minutes. So you got to say well done to Hamburg for giving us a final that this tournament actually deserved, and particularly to Quentin Mahe. There he is, number 22, who in my opinion is going off with a very sad look on his face, not getting his hands on that trophy. But there'll be no doubt that there has to be something special for him. I think, yeah, he's been told to wait, so I think he's going to be named most valuable player. I think the top scorer is going to be Stas Skuba, because he came into this tournament with about 75 goals. Yeah, there he is, top scorer in the EHF Cup this season. The little genius, he's very like Mahe in the way he plays, and that's brilliant. Top scorer in the tournament, Stas Skuba. He had 75 coming in, and I think he might have got about 6 or 7 in the tournament, so puts him at about 80 odd goals. And when you think he stands 1.76 meters, that's absolutely amazing, and congratulations to him. Something he can put on the mantelpiece, and in years to come we'll be able to look at that. That is fantastic for him. Best goalkeeper? Burdic? No? Silvio Heinebetter gets best goalkeeper. I think that's probably just about deserved. Although Benjamin Burdic, I have to say, gets he drags Stoker with him, because they're both together. He says, look at that for a save. That is a lovely touch, Mr. Director. He brings Stoker with him, even though he's the guy that collects the trophy. And unfortunately, we've just missed Peter Stoker, but I can tell you that off camera, he dragged Peter Stoker with him to accept the honour of top goalkeeper of the tournament, and that's wonderful to see. There you see it there now. Because Stoker in the end pulled off the 5 or 6 saves that won that game. Well, there you go. Probably the worst kept secret in the entire tournament. The absolute standout performer. 10 goals today, 6 goals yesterday, 16 goals, and dragging that team all the way through. He absolutely deserves it. He has been wonderful. Quentin, I remember I met him in the Euros, and he was sitting as part of the French squad, but he wasn't playing. Always in his coat, sitting on the benches among the spectators. And I remember saying to him, don't worry, you'll get your chance, 1 year ago. And look what he is now. And he scored a very vital goal for France in that World Championship final against Qatar. And now you see that Quentin Mahe has been named as best player, most valuable player at the tournament, and he deserves that. Doesn't make up for losing out on the gold medal, but maybe tomorrow he might really appreciate what he's after achieving. As we stay on them, and each one of his teammates congratulating him, and well, it's nice to see from his teammates, really good. So while all of that is going on, the hall speaker from Füchse Berlin prepares to introduce the winners of the EHF Cup Finals in Berlin. Victors yesterday over Gorenje Velenje, and today over HSV Hamburg. And the team captain, of course, playing his last game in Europe for Füchse Berlin, and by all accounts retiring for the game, although that happened last season as well. I want to reiterate that, is Ikura. But I have to say, Ikura has been a great servant to handball and has been brilliant for Füchse Berlin.
Congratulations to the team, Füchse Berlin.
So Füchse Berlin announced as the champions. They're waiting for their medals. There's Konstantini Gruffalo. Stokel gets his. Some of the really young players who were named on the squad today, well, they must think it's the easiest thing in the world to win a gold medal in European competition. You've got Kevin Struck, you've got Willi Weihrauch, you've got Tom Skroblin, you've got Moritz Schade. I mean, 4 kids on the bench and 2 playing on the court. It's amazing. Pevnyov has been brilliant. The story about him again, released from the club and then brought back. What a great story for Füchse Berlin that he's here, and great story for him that he was brought back to win a European gold. Of course, Ikura's won, as I said, Champions Leagues. Freddie Patterson the same. He won it with Hamburg in 2013, and he was brilliant for Füchse Berlin as well. He's been a great buy for them too. And there's Paul Drux getting a nice big hug. Horak comes forward for his. They can't believe it. Loeffler, who was a big part of the Füchse Berlin team but has been injured this season, the left winger, he gets one as well as part of the squad. Dagger Sigurdsson, there's going to be none left. Everybody from Füchse Berlin wants a medal. Dagger gets one. A nice one to bring with him to Germany. He's got a big future. Oh, that's lovely to see. Absolutely lovely to see. The Hamburg team stays and congratulates the Berlin team on their win. And perhaps there are other teams could take a leaf out of the Germans' books there, because it's not always that a team stays if they feel, well, whatever, hard done by. And the Hamburg team comes in, one and all, to congratulate the other team from Germany. I have to say, in the end, it was for about 40 minutes the game was stale. Not stale, some really good inspirational moments from inspirational players. But the last 20-25 minutes was a great advertisement for what's happening in German handball. It was wonderful to see. Competitive, strong, physical, great team play, great goalkeepers, and a really good advertisement for handball. Sometimes all we see are the Champions League teams, the Kiels at the moment, the Rhein-Neckar-Löwens, the Flensburgs, but there you see, down around mid-table at the moment, Füchse Berlin and Hamburg playing good standard of handball. So all they want now is this absolutely gorgeous trophy, brought in by 2 beautiful looking ladies. And it's given to Ikura, who waits, kisses, hoists the trophy! Füchse Berlin, champions of the EHF Cup in 2015. It's congratulations to them. Let the celebrations begin. Viel Glück, Füchse Berlin. and best wishes to them in the future, whatever they may be doing. So, we leave you from the Max Smelling Halle for myself, Tom Brannigan, and all of us here at EHF TV. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's goodbye for now.
Welches Lied passt besser? Wie live gesungen von Sascha Dien. We are the champions!
Committed no crime, and my mistakes, I've made a few. I had my share of sand kicked in my face, blast through, but it is a element of gas. We are the champions, my friend. We
Congratulations goes to Füchse Berlin. It was a long waiting, and we have one of the heroes here, Silvo Heinevetter. Tell us more about your feelings now.
Yeah, we are happy. I'm very proud of my team, of this arena, of these fans, and yeah, I think we play very well handball today. We fight, and yeah, we are the champions of the EHF Final Four.
Is it a huge satisfaction for you personally, because you spent so many years here in Berlin?
Really, for me, I don't care about this. We win this title with a team, and it was very difficult and hard season for us. But when you finish the season with a title, everything is good.
How important is the support of this public for you?
Yeah, it was super supporting today. Not only the Füchse fans, also HSV, Gorenje, Skjern. They make good noise, and yeah, it was a pleasure to play here.
Last question: when did you start believing that you can really make it and win this trophy?
Yeah, we go in the season, and we want to win this title. We know the Final Four is in Berlin, and we say in our team, we are the team that stand on the end there, and yeah, we always think about this and believe in it.
Petar Renadic, congratulations on the trophy. How heavy is it? What is the feeling like?
It's thank you for congratulations. It's heavy, but behind us it was 8 months, very heavy time, very hard time, many games, up and downs. But yeah, we said before the season that our goal is to win a German Cup or EHF Cup. We make one cup, so our goal is completely this season. Now we have a few more games to the end of the season. We want to win also that games and to have a nice season behind us.
In this game you had a perfect performance with so many experienced players, more experienced than you on the team. How does it feel to be one of the stalwarts of the team?
Yeah, for me, I don't think like that. I just think that I need to give everything what I can to that my team wins. So sometimes the pressure is on me, sometimes on the other players, but I can say that this is, we fight very much for this trophy. We lose just against Kern, so I'm very happy, and we are very happy because we last 2 games we was really one big team.
Tell us something about the celebrations you are going to make now.
I don't know. You need to ask the club. I don't know what will be. We go now, take shower, take rest a little bit, and then we will see what will be. You are all invited.
Okay, but it's gonna be wild anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be nice. We deserve this. It was. We have in this week, last 7 days, we have 3 very hard games. Magdeburg yesterday, Gorenje, and today Hamburg. So it was tough 7 days for us, but we survive and we bring this to the club.
The next one, Konstantin Gruffalo, another hero from Füchse Berlin. What are your feelings right now?
I will repeat, it's only one word. I'm happy. I'm happy because, you know, always you're thinking about next day. For example, yesterday we spoke with you, and it was, you know, I hate these nights before these such important games. But today I'm happy because, of course, because we win. But it's more than, you know, now I feel like a free. I just throw this big stone from my back out because, you know, end of the year, it's. I'm always prefer to finish something good. So we have made it today, and it was importantissimo.
What was the decisive point in this game against Hamburg?
I thought we have like a same level, you know. That's why we played until the end, you know, 1-2 goals different. And it's, of course, it's important for the finals because it's nice to see for the people. But the question today was like, who wanted more? Who wanted more? And I think we were fighting better today.
Last year you got famous for the way how you can celebrate with a trophy. What's your plan now?
Have you seen the title? Have you seen the cup?
It's not possible,
It's
is
not
it?
possible. It's transparent. Sorry, and I think I will stop with it. It's just funny one time. 2 times it will be strange. Today I'm happy because I have my flag of my town.
Stavropol.
It's Stavropol, yeah. I'm always remember where I'm from. Of course I'm from Russia, but believe me, I didn't was in the right part of my country. I didn't know what it is. My country is my town, my small town. I'm from there, and I love it. It's maybe 20 people from there were today in the home. So this is important because this summer I will go there, and I will. This is my life is like this. I am, like they say in Germany, Gastarbeiter. I'm just coming here to work, and then I'm going home to enjoy this.
Looking forward already to the new season and the new club?
Let me finish this year because we have some games in Bundesliga, and it's always important to to make your job till the end. And I mean, of course today it's a big point, but we have to respect. I have to respect my job, my Füchse, of course. I was playing this here 3 years, and I think it was not bad. And so, just last step, and then I will think about summer to prepare. Of course, it's interesting. It's really interesting because I will go again in the new country, in new phase of my life. It's new Tino again.
So we started with the last press conference here in the Max Schmeling Halle after the 2015 EHF Cup Finals. After the result 30-27, Füchse Berlin beat HSV Hamburg. The trophy remains here in Berlin. Congratulations. For the winning side, we have the coach Dagur Sigurdsson and the captain Ike Romero. And also welcome to Hamburg coach Jens Häusler. First, I would like to remind you another fact from this tournament. The best goal scorer is Staš Skube from Gorenje Velenje, who scored 81 goals. The best goalkeeper was awarded Silvio Heinefetter, and the most valuable player is Kanten Mahe from HSV Hamburg. I would like to start this press conference with quotes of both coaches. Dagur, what are your feelings right now after this thrilling final?
Thank you very much. I want to thank Hamburg for the game, of course, and you know it was a tough game. We played, in my opinion, a little bit better in the first half. We were a little bit unlucky with a couple of mistakes, but in total we were the better team in the first half. Hamburg came in the second half quite strong, and they changed defense, and they came with new players in attack, and it was difficult for us. They put us under real pressure, and it was a 50-50 game in the end, and we had a little bit of luck. I must say congratulations to Hamburg. They played a really good game, and they lost two good players, defensive players in the game. We lost a player before the tournament, but okay. This is always difficult for a team to change things around, and they did it very well in the game. So congratulations to Hamburg. They played a good game, and it was they are good team, and congratulations to my friend Jens for a good job, and thank you very much.
Jens, after you lost both Shimmy and Dominikovic so quickly, one after another, were you surprised by your team, how they stuck together and they were able to fight until the very end?
At first, a very warm congratulations to you. I remember we played in the league here, and this is always the same. both games we have lost. And of course today is a very, very sad moment for us, because we was in a good preparation for this weekend, and yesterday so many things are very, very good, and today with we lost Dominikovic, and we don't know what he have, and we lose Shimmy, thanks a lot. So our defense is not what it was before, and then we have changed so many things, and that is what sorry for that, my English is not so good, and so, but I hope you understand what I mean. It's a shock for us to lose two players, and after that we are not so relaxed and not so easy to play the ball and make our game, and in the second half we come back, and that is why I am so proud to the team, because he fight for 60 minutes and he work hard and do everything to win this game, and at the end it's not enough, and we are the loser. Second is the first loser. So congratulations, very, very good game, and that's it.
Thank you. Iker, this was your last European Cup game in career, as you already let us know. Haven't you changed your mind after this success?
No, in English, yeah. a good night. In the first moment, say congratulations also for Hamburg, because really they was really tough opponent. They are really good. You have made really good work, and all the best really for Hamburg. Was really good, and I hope that also the Davor are as good in the Federation, are as good, always fine. And now, in the game, what can I say? Not 1 year ago, I was in this room also. After they lose the semi-final against Szeged, I was deciding to finish my career. Now, in this moment, I take the offer. I take one offer for Füchse to continue 1 year more here. I decided to play. And I was really focused for take this decision and to make that. I am so happy to make this decision and to play 1 year more, to fight 1 year more, to enjoy 1 year more. And today is coming the premium, the trophy, the Gesenke, for all the days that we have fighting and we have enjoying and we have make. So, yeah, say thank you very much for everybody. Thank you very much for Dagur. Thank you very much for Berlin. Thank you very much for all the people. And thank you very much for the handball, because 20 years playing this sport, I cannot imagine to finish in this, like one moment like that. Cannot be better. Thank you.
Thank you as well. Any questions from you, my colleagues, in English? If there are no questions, we can conclude this official part. All people here are available for you for individual talks. Thank you very much for coming. All the best, and we see each other in 2 weeks' time at the Velux EHF Final 4 in Cologne.